Good morning and welcome to AMBreak with Ann and Contra. This is March 31st.
We're end of the month.
Well, at the end of the month, well into spring. Yay, excited. And you actually just got back from your spring break. Let's hear about that. What did you guys do?
I'm trying to be ever the optimist, and we just got back from a week-long cruise. So my first cruise in life was a week-long cruise, but the ship was called the Norwegian. It was the Norwegian Cruise Line, the Escape. Like, the ship's not even a year old yet. It's like the biggest, best ship out there.
Wow.
And we brought all the kids.
Yes.
All the kids. They're 5 and the twins are 2. Okay. So friends at home, although there are amenities for kids and it's free childcare for ages 3 and up.
Oh.
You have 2-year-olds that need to be entertained.
Right.
All day.
All day.
So that was quite an adventure.
Well, good. But I did see some awesome pictures. There's an adorable one of you and Paloma.
Oh, we're on the beach in St. Thomas, and that was beautiful. I gotta say, and Paloma was like trying her best to like run in there. I'm like, not with your dress and not just right now.
Right.
Like, we can't do that. But she was like collecting shells and had a great time. And look, we even got a conch shell here, had some conch salad over in the Bahamas. That was real awesome. And actually, you can buy these conch shells at Wheezy's. How appropriate that we're at this like
Very
beach-friendly.
Yeah, very beach-friendly.
But y'all, I mean, it was an eye-awakening experience for Sean and myself. There was 18 of us in our party.
Right. And
Sean's brother-in-law retired
Uh-huh.
as a sheriff, and so bought everyone trips. So we're really grateful to Larry. Thank you so much. And I have a little head cold.
Right.
As you can see, I'm a little exhausted.
Right.
But
So you need a vacation after your vacation.
after vacation, and the kids are they're great. They're like, we're on a boat, and we got ice cream every day, all day.
Loved it. Well, Vince and I went to D.C. We actually we got there just in time for the cold weather, so we did not get a chance to see the cherry blossoms.
Okay.
But we did get to see a little bit of snow.
Oh, cool.
And flying in and out of D.C. is always awesome. It's a great landscape to watch when you're coming in and flying out. And of course, the day we landed, for the first time in any history that anybody can remember, the metro was not working.
Oh, I heard that. The traffic. It was like 2 hours even from Baltimore getting D.C.
The day we flew in, the metro was not working.
Oh, no. Did you Uber everywhere? What'd you do?
Ubered, right. So we Ubered home.
Oh, and I'm sure Uber is like a surcharge.
Actually, no, it was awesome.
Really?
It was $25 from DC Reagan National into Virginia to my parents' house. $25.
Not bad. Good job, Uber.
Yeah, good job, Uber. So thank you for that. Yeah, so that was our trip, and we had a great time too.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, but now we're back to work. Coming up on this show, we're going to talk to Gaston County Sheriff's Office. Major Sean Wood is going to join us, and then we're going to find out what happened while we were gone at Pets and Their People, Tallahassee Magazine's event. We're going to find out more about that, and we're going to tell you about things coming up that you want to hit at the end of the show. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Every morning the sun rises in our fair city. A while later, Chris, the late riser, wakens for a day of work and involvement in FSU and community, serving Tallahassee as he has for years. Across town, Brother Peter, the early riser, has already turned on the lights, checked itineraries, and game planned with loyal employees who've been showing up every day for decades. And as the day rolls into business mode, the brothers orchestrate what has come to be recognized as Tallahassee's premier auto dealership, your car dealer, Kraft Nissan.
We're all for traditions, but sometimes you just gotta throw something new in the smoker. Slow smoked chicken wings for a limited time only. Get them as an appetizer for $7.99 or in a combo. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Welcome back to AM Break. We're here at Wheezy's, and joining us now, we have Major Sean Wood with Gaston County Sheriff's Office. Thank you so very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me.
And you have something gigantic coming up next week in Gaston County with Morris Young.
We're talking about the Rural County Summit. Every year we have the leaders from across the country come to Gaston County, and we actually talk about events that are going on.
Right.
This year we're talking about events from Ferguson, Baltimore, Sanford, and Charleston. We're talking about issues that are involving the frustration of America. I mean, you're seeing the young black community, law enforcement officers in general. You're seeing a frustration, and what we're going to do is talk about it. We feel like it's important. Right. We lose so many young men to incarceration, and we're hoping that by having this conversation that we can build a bridge. We use the faith-based community. We believe that these churches, the pastors, are able to build these bridges. and we've done some amazing things in Gaston County.
Well, yeah, actually, let's talk about that. Taking a step back, in Gaston County, it's very appropriate that Gaston County Sheriff's Office would organize this event. This is the 5th annual Rural Summit, and just recently, the Gaston County Sheriff's Office was featured in the New York Times in an article called Gaston Finds God. It was amazing, very, very well written, great pictures. I live right next door to Gaston County. I had no idea what Sheriff Young was doing out there. It's amazing if you want to talk a little bit about that particular article and the efforts going on there.
I think for many years there's been a stigma in Gaston County. And what we've done is really sit down and talk about the situation. How do you fix it? Not be afraid to get out of the box. And what we've done is bring the religious community and really have the conversation about what does it take to fix your community,
Right.
make it safe. And regardless of how good you are in law enforcement, it will not work if the people don't want it to work.
Sure.
So having the community buy in was paramount. And I will say that our community is bought in, and we've been able to do some amazing things.
Right.
You're seeing that the number of people we sent to prison, number of juveniles in the system, it's incredible amount of drop, and there's so many people to credit for that. The school system.
And the article talks about a particular judge.
Yes, the judges, also our county commission, and the young people who choose to do better themselves.
Right. And the school superintendent was involved as well.
Absolutely.
Superintendent James, yeah.
So what are some takeaways you think people will get from this summit? You think people will go there, they'll get there, and what are some things you want them to leave with feeling or thinking or doing, and some calls to action?
The biggest thing is starting the conversation, because it will be a painful conversation, because emotions are very high when you start talking about losing our young people. And we're wanting people to take away not just questions but answers, to hear like Reverend Brown from the Boston Miracle. You know, he went into areas where law enforcement had fear to go. And himself and several other pastors began to build a bridge with the community and law enforcement, because it was so damaging. They had a 90% drop in homicide rate among juveniles.
Right.
So I think the biggest thing comes is understanding culture, and that's why the nighttime event with Mother Emanuel will be huge. The people who actually passed away, their families are coming.
Right. Well, actually, so talking about some of the speakers that are going to be in conjunction with this event, April 5th, Tuesday night at 7 p.m. at East Gaston High School, you have invited Reverend Dr. Betty Clark, who is in charge of the historic church in Charleston where 9 people were murdered in the shooting. The self-proclaimed racist went in there and opened fire and killed 9 people. She's actually going to be leading a worship ceremony.
That's correct.
East Gaston High School at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, April 5th. So the general public's invited to that, correct?
That's correct.
And she's an amazing woman.
The story is very compelling. You have Sheriff Cannon, who is an amazing individual. We always assume that this is a minority conversation, but it's not.
Right.
These are all our children.
Right.
And I think until we have that conversation in that nature, we're going to continue to fail.
Right.
Sheriff Cannon had an officer actually shoot a young man in the back. And this very church was the one that led the march. And then you turn around a month later and you have a gentleman go in and violently kill 9 people. And when the young lady came on in first appearance and forgive the man, it was life-changing for me. I sat there and watched the TV just like I did when Twin Towers were hit. And I could not believe what I just heard. And that's the kind of faith and compassion that we need to have in this conversation. Because we have to. We have to have it.
Who are some of your other speakers that you're going to have during the 3 days during the summit? I know you've got a big name when it comes to this area and actually the nation.
Coach Bobby Bowden.
Coach Bobby Bowden is going to start things off.
And you know, everybody asked me, what is Coach Bobby Bowden? And I said, everything. I said, Coach Bowden's been talking about it since the 80s. Before anyone, Coach Bowden said, look, these young men, they need hope and compassion. That's what he told me on the phone the other day. He says, they need hope and compassion. He said, when I go in these homes and ask these moms to give their children to me.
For 4 years, right?
That's right. He said, that's an important commitment. And he says, I take that understanding that people need second chances. And for Coach Bowden, I mean, it's like he's been telling us for 3 decades.
Sure.
And I want him to tell us that again.
Great. So we've got Coach Bowden, and we've got law enforcement officers from various places all over the country.
Captain Ron Johnson's probably the most famous. He's the one that led the march or handled the march in Ferguson. Right. A unique individual. Right. Myself, I asked why Captain. But after speaking with him on the phone and really reading about, I understand. Right. Mm-hmm. They picked the right guy. Sure. And he kept there from being a major catastrophe. Right. He kept saying, I kept thinking about, Martin Luther King kept saying he didn't want to have any bloodshed because he was afraid of what that would mean. And that's exactly the mindset that he had. Right. And Melvin Russell, Lieutenant Colonel from Baltimore. Right. He is an extremely bright, intelligent guy. And he was the guy who had to go in and talk to the community during the Freddie Gray shooting. Sure. So we want these guys who are going to tell us about before, during, and what they're doing now. Right. And LAPD is the one that's going to come in. They're probably the nation's leader. The epitome of really bad race relations in the law enforcement community and turning that around. So yes, that's amazing. And granted, I guess it was the 80s. There were a lot of movies based on all the problems there, so I'm sure that they've made great strides. Actually, from Watts back in the 60s, through Rodney King, through OJ, through gang wars. And what they're going to talk about is how they're using social media, which I'm very poor at. Right. We can help you with that. Right. So, very interesting story. I think all together, someone will walk away after 3 days with a different mindset. And that's what we look for. We look to, because as a leader, when you make decisions that can cost people their lives, right, it's important that you listen to those other people who have made those decisions. Right. Well, wonderful. Yeah. So we will be in attendance at some of those events and some of those speakers. We're looking forward to it. And again, the general public is invited April 5th, Tuesday at 7 p.m. at East Gaston High School to hear Reverend Clark preach, and we can learn a lot from her. And so we hope to be there, and we hope to see you at that event as well. And thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Thank you for having me. We'll be right back.
We were here since January 31st, Melissa and I. I've known her husband Scott for a couple years now, and then we kind of met over the years through him, obviously. And Melissa and I have partnered on a few events before, a few classes, and then about this time last year, we had the opportunity to kind of work together, and we just threw some ideas each other's way, and kind of one thing led to another. Really, in about a month or two, we came up with a name Chaos. We debated it for a while, but it really stuck as far as, that's where our classes tie in. It's really muscle confusion, and kind of never know what you're going to do in here. It's crazy, but you're always going to have a good workout. You're going to come out feeling energized. So it kind of really happened quickly, but it's all been good. My classes in particular, I like to kind of pick a couple of different muscle groups to work, whether it's just focus on lower body for the day, and we'll do some exercises and do a burst of cardio exercises as well, so to keep your heart rate up, and then we'll go back to the strength training. So I like to do a mix of both, definitely keeping your heart rate up throughout the class, but focusing on the strength to build those muscles, but also the endurance for your heart. Personal training, I really work with all individuals. I have athletes, kids, all sports, volleyball, baseball, but also work with a lot of adults, just either trying to gain muscle, trying to stay healthy and fit, or just specific goals depending on each individual. So it really depends on what those individuals are looking for.
My classes in particular are a variation of strength, endurance, range of motion, and basically I do a lot of injury prevention stuff. So I strengthen a lot of joints. My background is in rehabilitation and therapy, so I focus mainly on those type of things. Right now I'm offering several classes and private sessions and speed and strength classes. I was a Division I athlete in track and football out in the Midwest, and I've actually traveled all over running track from 8 years old to now. I just recently stopped when I had an injury, but even then I pretty much pushed to the limit.
You won't find a gym like this with the type of people, the type of trainers, the energy we have. Very uplifting and motivating, and you feel great coming in and out.
Basically, come to experience something that you haven't in Tallahassee. Right now, we offer everything from fitness to group training to specific for sports, sprinting, tennis, volleyball, baseball, whatever you need, we can actually get whatever you want. Come out, enjoy, and experience a change in your life that you never had before.
All right, welcome back, and we are here now to introduce a fun little event that happens in town every year.
Every year. This was actually the first year that we couldn't make
I
it
know.
because I was on spring break, as were you.
Yeah.
I know, and so I was very disappointed, but I was excited to see the story. And again, Tallahassee Magazine has blown it out of the water.
Totally.
Pets and their people at Proctor Subaru. They do this every year, as you said. Take a look at what they did this year.
Proctor Subaru, let's take a look.
Hi, we're with Leon County Humane Society, and you're watching Live in Tallahassee. Can you speak? Can you speak? Can you speak?
We're here at Proctor Subaru for the 11th Tallahassee Magazine Pets and Their People. Leah's first year doing Pets and Their People with Roland Publishing Tallahassee Magazine. Did a great job. We've had a lot of fun performers out today. Tell them a little bit about what we've been doing today, Leah.
Oh my gosh, we have had so much going on. I'm pretty sure 20 dogs have got adopted today, all of which I wanted to take home originally but wasn't allowed. We have a Build Your Own Bloody Mary and Mimosa Bar by Madison Social, food from Sonny's. We've got free cupcakes from Lucy and Leo's and some amazing vendors. It has been so much fun. The sun finally came out and we're just happy to have the opportunity to be here. Can you speak?
Joining us now is the Executive Director of the Leon County Humane Society. This is Sabrina. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
And tell me about the event and what you think about it.
Today has been amazing. This is the 11th year that Proctor Subaru has partnered with the community and with Leon County Humane Society for Pets and Their People. So the Leon County Humane Society is Tallahassee's oldest and largest no-kill animal welfare organization. We're foster-based, so that means that most of our animals live in foster homes rather than in our office. So having these kind of community events really helps give us exposure for a lot of these animals.
Joining me now is someone who just adopted a puppy. What's your name?
My name's Jonathan.
And have you named the puppy yet?
We're still deciding, but I think we're going with Buckley for now.
I love it. I love it. So what made you decide to adopt your furry friend today?
Well, he's just a great breed. He's beautiful, as you can tell, and he reminds me of my puppy that I recently put down about 9 months ago. And then just, these dogs need homes. Look at them, they need homes, and they always turn out to be great.
And what do you think about the event at Proctor Subaru?
I think it's great. It's been a lot of fun. They got music here, food everywhere, cupcakes, drinks. It's been a great time. I've had a lot of fun.
My name is Marcus Trucco. I'm a district sales manager for Subaru of America, and thrilled to be here at today's event. The Proctor organization is a great partner for Subaru of America, and their efforts in the community really go above and beyond.
The community awareness is definitely something that's always been taken off since the first time that we did this event. Everybody knows where we are, what we do here, and how we contribute back to the community. It's been a blast, and it's been such a great honor to have customers and people of the community, respond so well to it.
Hello? Hello?
Say your name.
Hello, yes.
This is Alex. What are we doing today? Are we gonna get a doggy?
Yeah.
Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Okay. This event is so important for what we do because it's the more the merrier, the more people that see these animals, the more people that know about our organization. And even if it's repeating, it's just better relationships and a closer community.
Hi, I'm Karina.
Hi, I'm Sam.
And we're volunteering for the Leon County Animal Shelter, trying to adopt some dogs.
We're from the Lions Club at FSU, so doing a bit of service here.
Are you having fun? Yes, a lot of fun. A lot of great dogs, adorable, and I want to take them all home.
You can visit our website, which is lchs.info. We'll have applications on there for volunteering or fostering, or even if you want to just see what kind of animals we have available for adoption.
All right, that's perfect. Thank you so very much. Thank you. So I had a very good time there, and I had such a good time I forgot to shoot a close. We'll just take care of it right now.
Just kind of end it, but it's okay because you're here now to tell us how it ends.
Right, we had Abel, we had Sabrina with Leon County Humane Society, we had Mackenzie and Leah open up the story. Just a good time all around, and all those pets and their people had a fantastic.
And we talked about it in the story. It's the Proctor dealerships who we love here. They're great partners with the show, but they're so committed to the community. I mean, they put on great events in addition to selling great cars, and they're just good people.
And I got the chance to talk to one of the regional sales director. He was in the story, Marcus. Yeah. He actually said that this was one of the events that he wanted to come see because he hears so much about Proctor Subaru in Tallahassee, and he was not the least bit let down. He was actually beyond impressed, and it was more than he would have anticipated.
It's a great time to be in Tallahassee. We got pets and their people, women's basketball, all that and a whole lot more when Live in Tallahassee, your #1 source for entertainment, returns right after this.
Behind every seam, an epiphany. Behind every part, a breakthrough. It is through 50 years of daring that we have been able to offer drivers peace of mind. 50 years of designing cars for crash survival that led us to our most revolutionary feature yet. A car that can see trouble and stop itself to avoid it. This commitment to safety is why Subaru is the only manufacturer to earn top safety picks on all models for 5 consecutive years. Eyesight from Subaru.
The Subaru Love Spring event going on now at Proctor Subaru.
Mimosas, brunch,
Awesome.
Music, pets,
getting
people.
pictures. I mean,
and
superstars.
This year they have the cats up for adoption as
Meow,
well.
meow, meow, meow.
Yep. But when we come back, we've got a little bit more left on the show, so stay with us.
Wheezy's Cottage and Home. There's so much here for your home, you may never want to leave. Wheezy's Cottage and Home in the Market District, next to Narcissus. Hey, where did Ann and Audra go? Live in Tallahassee, standing beside me now for this segment, star intern Lindsay Goodwin.
And I'm here at Smashburgers getting a bunch of free food.
This is a taste testing at the brand new Smashburger down on Tennessee Street.
This is the truffle mushroom and Swiss burger, like Mr. Walker said. This is Tom Ryan's favorite burger. It comes with truffle oil mixed with mayo that we mix fresh every morning. It's got sauteed mushrooms, tossed in garlic, and then topped with Swiss cheese.
So this is a tasting for Smashburger. Great restaurant. I think this is their 3rd or 4th here.
If you could describe one of the burgers to me and what's going on inside of your head there, what are you thinking?
Excellent choice for lunch. Really good food.
Tim Anders, general manager here of the Tennessee Smashburger. And Tim, this is quite a place. Tell me the idea behind Smashburger.
All right.
So Smashburger about 9 years ago. His name's Tom Ryan. He's the CEO. He really just wanted to make a better burger. And so when he came, I've worked at a bunch of other burger restaurants. This is the first one that we actually roll our own patties. We shred our own beef. It all comes from natural cows, not corn-fed. It's all grass-fed, free roaming. So we roll our own patties, smash our own burgers. It keeps the sear and keeps the butter in the burger. And that's really where the difference is.
Yeah, I mean, this is food that you can get fast, but it's not like maybe fast food. This is good quality stuff.
No freezer or anything. Everything's fresh in the morning. We got to be here at 5 a.m. in the morning.
And now this smashing process is important. What does the smashing do?
So like I said earlier, we smash it and it's seared in butter. So when we smash it down, the bottom of it sears and we flip it, we put the cheese on it, and you get that, it keeps the juice in it when you sear it. And that's where that flavor is, the juice and the sear.
It's pretty good. We've tasted a few of the burgers already, and there's a few more to go. So tell me about this tasting. Do you guys do this across the country for every opening?
So this is our 4th store opening under David Walker and Carrie Nolly, and we've done this for every single one of them. We just cut each burger into quarters, we share them out to the customers. Everything's free, so everybody loves it.
You're right. I love this. This is awesome. So it's a great place. We've got 4 of them around town, and it's everywhere, right?
We're growing very rapidly. We plan on having over 450 at the end of this year. We're up to 390 now. So I think we're opening a new store around every 6 days or one a week around there. So we're rapidly growing.
And your favorite burger would be which one?
It's got to be the barbecue bacon cheddar. And all the boys are going to agree with me. It's the best one. It's topped with haystack, onion rings, got barbecue, bacon, cheddar cheese. You guys will love it, I promise.
Tim Anders, General Manager here, and let's get a round of applause for everybody watching over here, the entire staff.
All right, welcome back for the end of the show.
Yes.
We're going to tell you about some events coming up. In particular, we've got cocktails and camo.
Oh, is that at the flight line?
That is correct.
That's a fun time.
It's a fun time. So get online, get your tickets, go out there and help support the American Red Cross.
Definitely.
And also,
Word of South happening.
That's right.
April 8th through 10th. And then, the First Lady's brother is going to be one of the feature acts.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So Robbie Howard has now 2 books published, and he'll be there. And he's going to be actually an FSU professor now. So Audrey gets to have her brother in town. He's part of the lineup, but major lineup. This is a big festival. I think it's a regional draw.
Right.
And I love how April's like the month of festivals. I mean, so much going on. Jewish Food Festival. We got Word of South.
Right.
Springtime Tallahassee. That's happening.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's like tomorrow.
That's like this weekend, April 2nd. Yeah, so that's always a great fun time. Get there early so you can park and wear your best walking shoes because you do a lot of walking for Springtime Tallahassee. A lot of great vendors out. Get to see all your friends and family and hang out and have a great time. But that's what we've got going on. This is the end of the show. We will be right back here next week, and we will see you then.